Good evening, ladies and bacteria. I messed that up. What I meant to say was, good evening, ladies and bacteria and camels. Bum-bum-bum. If June bugs come in June, do May bugs come in May? Wait a minute, let me try that again. If the June bugs come in June, do April bugs come in April? Well, what's wrong with you people? These jokes are funny. Okay, you leave me no choice. I'm getting a kick line ready for this next joke. Every classroom has a class clown. Unfortunately for me, it was the teacher. What's a color that starts with G that isn't green or gray? G, how about blue? Wait a minute, that's not a joke. That's a riddle. How did a riddle get into my comedy routine? Well, that would explain why everyone was laughing on Riddle Night. Sorry about that, folks. Here is the actual joke. I've been dating my girl for about 5 years now. She says, when are you going to give me a ring? I'm like, what are you talking about? I called you yesterday. Speaking of dates, today's the 1st of December. Speaking of time, it's time for another joke. I was driving with my lights on the other day. The sun flashed me. I said, thank you, son. The sun said, you're not my daddy. I was driving with my lights off the other night. The moon flashed me. I said, nice tits. The moon said, you're welcome. I said, no, I'm Angelo. Did you know that dolphins can commit suicide? Apparently, unlike humans, they can control their breathing. I wish I were a dolphin. I'd kill myself right now. I hate those goddamn fish. Okay, folks, give me a moment. I need to clean my face. Meow. I ran my cat over the other day. I had to run it over 8 more times to put it out of its misery. The joke is, a cat has 9 lives. Which brings me to Vietnam. We lost the war because the Vietnamese were eating cat food. Just kidding. We know why we lost the war. Because war is not the answer. Unless, of course, the question is, what's a word describing 2 countries engaged in armed conflict? Sorry about that. I hate test questions too. It's a good thing you don't need a license to be a stand-up comedian. I'm a terrible driver. I ran my cat over the other day. I had to run it over 8 more times to put it out of its misery. The joke is, a cat has 9 lives. Sorry about that, I just stepped into a joke loop. Don't worry though, it was funnier the second time around. Okay, enough with the jokes. Now I'd like to show you something. I happen to be in the business of showing. Okay, enough with the show and tell. Sometimes I like to go to the LA Zoo to work on my impressions. Here goes. This is my impression of a flamingo. This is my impression of a right-footed flamingo. This is my impression of a bear. Roar. This is my impression of a cheetah. But honey, it was just sex. It didn't mean anything. Now, I can't stand actors. My girlfriend took me to a party for actors, and I couldn't leave it if I wanted to. Now, I'm next to this one group of actors, and I can't stand it because all they keep talking about their careers. And I'm like, I didn't know cars had ears. If anything, you think they'd have eyes so they could watch the road. But that's a joke of a different make and model. Vroom, vroom. This lady at this party, she's been watching me the entire time, and I keep trying to get out of her vision. Finally, here at the party, at the end of the party, this woman, she walks up to me and she says, excuse me, sir, may I ask you a personal question? To which I said, yes, ma'am, please, go ahead. And she says, do you suffer from the rare disease Asperger's? To which I said, actually, I suffer from a rare disease known as ass hot dogs. She says, that's not funny. My son has Asperger's. To which I said, well then, you better get him some ketchup. Get it? Ketchup? So she starts crying and she walks off. And I'm like, what's her beef? And for the record, I really do have ass hot dogs. So these 2 muscleheads, they come up and they're with the woman and this ugly-looking kid, and they're like, we want you to apologize to this woman and her kid. I look at this kid, I squeeze his butt, and I'm like, what's the big idea? This kid doesn't have Asperger's. They're like, how'd you like some hot dogs in your ass? And let me tell you folks, the only thing worse than a hot dog in your ass is 4 hot dogs. They were going for a 5th, but I was like, no. No more. You have to draw the line somewhere. I was shitting pickles and onions for a week. My girlfriend's like, you gotta go to a doctor. So I'm at the doctor's office and he's taking an x-ray of my pelvis area. And he says, well, here's your problem. You have ass hot dogs. Thank you very much.